Hi folks, good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Welcome back to the channel. Hopefully you're doing good. Today, after 3 days of break, I am sort of doing fragrance review. I will be doing a couple of episodes. This one, individual review, and then I'll do a list for upcoming summer because winter is almost over in Bangladesh. I've been saying it still. A little bit of cool weather, a little bit of a mild cold weather, you can say it's up. So the lights are still on at the back. This is my 2 years old lights. I always keep them on as long as winter stays. So hopefully you're doing good. Today, first episode I would like to start with is this fragrance line called Yacht Man. Okay. And I think perhaps I'm the only one who loved this line as much as I do because I reviewed previously 7 or 8, I don't remember exactly how many from this line, and I really found this line to be special. It connected with me because when I started collecting, I'll tell you a story why I collect these, and I believe there are not many reviews on these lines. Okay, so these used to be like $60, not sorry, $6 before, $6, $7. Now the price have gone high somewhere to $10, almost like $8. So yeah, still affordable, so these are reviews for people who like to buy a cologne, 100 ml fragrances, but don't want to break their bank or spend too much. This is for you. Okay, so we'll be talking about Yacht Man Black, and this is EDP for men, 100 ml. This is the box and bottle. I have them in presentation. Let me show you. Sorry, I'd actually love to, just if possible, if you are interested in this line, sometimes you do not know what's on net, right? So I do have reviews on Yacht Man Legend, the white, then I think metal, whatever I could find, I review. The blue one, that's like one of the top sellers, like similar to Daniel Desire Blue. The Yacht Man Red, this is one of my first buys. And then there was Yacht Man Gold. Then one of my favorite, I don't have this anymore, Yacht Man Aventus, I gave away. So I think 7 or 8, I don't remember if I have more. So there are actually, I think maybe 5 or 6 more out there if I can get. Oh, I think there was one more, blue or something that was similar to Dior Sauvage. So yeah, I did about 8 to 9. Okay, so this is my maybe 10th. Here's the box. EDP for many Yacht Man Black. I don't think this is gonna be faked a lot because these are already affordable, not really expensive. And this is the house. I have difficult time saying it. Myrurgia, Myrurgia or something like that. I don't. They don't have it here, but normally people know by Yacht Man. So the bottle is pretty nice actually. It's a not all the way opaque. You can see through the bottle, but it's a dark color here. Very nice. And the thing is, the bottle is kind of not very big. It's very nice, fits nicely in hand. You find the information at the base. These are like all engraved. And the cap is kind of like a Dior, not Dior, Dunhill Desire line. So it's kind of like a sail. It's attached. Even you don't lose the cap, but these are very cheap quality built wise. The cap is of plastic. If you knock it or drop, maybe it will break. So the atomizers are not that great also, like small bursts. So you don't expect so much from this because you are not paying more than $10 for it. Let's spray this here. Maybe in your area or Dubai or somewhere in these regions, maybe you can get, even states, you can get this for $5-6. I don't know. So very affordable. Sorry, time check also, 4:15. So let's see what we get. It's a 2006 release, I believe, and it is enlisted on Fragrantica. Yeah, it was released in 2006. And oh, okay. The nose behind this fragrance is Ramon Monegal. So I think there's a particular house that he has, a niche house, but this was done by him. So the notes are iris, thyme, basil, and lily. Simple notes breakdown. But when I smelled it, I saw it. I'm like, I blind bought this. They did not let me test it. I blind bought this because I was like, okay, let me create content. And I'll tell you, like, recent times are pretty bad. Like I'm not buying that many fragrances this month. 3 or 4 I bought, but I don't feel like buying because business is pretty bad. If you don't have cash inflow, you don't always have the best motivation, and overall situation in Bangladesh is pretty bad. So thing is, like, as the times are bad, you have to also restrain yourself, or from buying colognes. But I still buy to make content. This is kind of like the love or addiction I have. So when I saw this, I bought it and opened it, after paying. And when I smelled it, this smelled like, opening wise, I don't know why. The notes breakdown are there, but I got a feel of Drakkar Noir. And I don't know if the bottles look similar, the writing same thing, but it felt like, it opened up kind of like a barber shoppy, kind of like the shaving foam, like Pakoraban Purom, Azaro Purom, Drakkar Noir, these type of opening. So I felt instantly it's kind of like a spicy, little bit of spicy green. Not to say it's a heavy on oak moss or anything, but you get a feel of Pakaravanpuram slash Drakkar Noir. So at that point, I felt, oh wow, not bad. And this kind of fragrance, masculine fragrance, like powerhouse sort of fragrances, if you love, I'll tell you, maybe you can like it. Oh, my bottle, almost finished bottle is here also. Papa one Puro, let's just keep it here. But it will change. It's not going to stay the same like these. The opening is the similar vibe as those, but it will change to something a little bit sweeter, kind of musky. But let me tell you the downside of these perfumes. Definitely, someone wrote it there on the Fragrantica that when you're buying these fragrances, you're not buying for absolute beast or anything niche quality. You're buying them, you know what you're getting into. You're buying a cheap cologne and you get a cheap quality cologne. Um, the negatives, I would say the longevity of these whole line, apart from the Yacht Man Red, I did not get more than 2 hours from any of them. They disappear literally like 1.5 hour to 2 hours. So literally you have to keep the bottle with you on the go, on the move, let's say in the office, gym, wherever you go. You need to, if you like the cologne, they smell more or less all decent, but you need to respray like every 2 hours, then it brings back the fragrance for about another 2 hours. So longevity and projection are not really the best strong suit of these perfumes, but if you have it with you, it's problem solved, right? Another thing is they have this alcoholy little bit of a synthetic opening, not little bit, totally synthetic opening. And I do expect that from these kind of budget perfume houses, right? If you pay under $10, they literally cannot put that much of perfume oil or good quality stuff in there. They make a cologne, maybe just because they're popular, the house is running, and people like to get, $5-10 cologne like Old Spice or those houses, and for them it's a win because people like to wear cologne, like wear fragrances. Like if you're working, your salary is like on the very marginal salary that you have, but you still have a hobby. Like I would like to wear Charlie or something like some of those fragrances from back in the days. This is for people like those, okay? And I will tell you, if you're a student, you can also look in this house, overall house, whatever you find in the shops. Mostly they'll let you test. I don't know why they didn't let me test it. And I think for the pocket money saved, you can start collecting or getting into fragrances using fragrances like this. Once you develop a little bit of more craving, then you go to downhill. Then you go to maybe houses like Calvin Klein, I don't know, Burberry, Davidoff. Then slowly you go a little bit upper class, Hugo Boss, Bulgari, Burberry, and then how it goes, right? So it's always about price point, but also the quality also matters, right? So this fragrance, do not expect so much quality, but it smells decent. So I would say it's not going to be for everybody. Longevity is about 1 to 2 hours tops. Ideal to wear for office, perhaps indoor, and weekends, lazy weekends. Let's say you're going down to wash your car, yeah, for that, and you're gonna have a wash, like a car wash, and followed by shower. This is a good fragrance for that. Going to the mall, come back, by the time you get back to your house, finish, right? You can have like a guilt-free spray. You can go like 10-20 sprays if you like the cologne. No guilt, right? So the price point definitely justifies, but keep in mind those downsides that I told you. Overall, that I told you, like opening, they remind me, this one reminds me of these two, but slowly it goes away. It turns a little bit sweeter and has perhaps no oak moss in there that uh, I got initially, like barbershop vibe. It goes away, and they say iris. I did not really get that much iris from this. Like I have some iris based fragrances. This one doesn't smell like those. Maybe a little bit of that basil or thyme they talk about, a little bit of a greenery. And I think that's where the herbal feel is coming from. But that's about it. Not much happening here. Apart from that, it's kind of like a musky vanillic dry down. So there you go. So overall, my rating on this Yacht Man Black is not the best of the line. I do love Aventus, the blue one, Yacht Man, the red, blue, the Aventus, 3 or 4. This is like if I make a top 10, it will be in the top 10, but not like top 5, right? So I'll give you like overall 6 out of 10 Yacht Man Black. If you ever tried it, do let others know. I'm pretty sure nobody talks about it, but if you have a budget constraint, take a look at this. This is good fragrance for the budget of $6 to $8. I think definitely your money well spent. You can ask for more quality than this from this price point. You get body sprays more expensive than this, right? So there you go. Thank you so much for watching. Let's do another list and then we'll upload this. Take care.